what are the three most important things to keep in mind when filling out that protective supervision paperwork?
So number one, you want to keep track of those behaviors, and make sure that you provide a list. And again, if you don't have a chance to create a log, then create a list. Create a list of the different types of behaviors that you've had to intervene on. The second one is make sure the doctor knows about this stuff when they fill out the form. If you're going to a doctor that doesn't really know your child very well, I'll sometimes, like I would think about including a cover letter that says, as we've discussed at our last appointment, these are our concerns. These are the behaviors that we've had to intervene on. So just, keep that in mind when you're filling out the form. And the third one is what we talked about before, which is that to make sure that you're using language that describes your child's behavior appropriately. If your child is aggressive, then you can say aggressive. If they're intentionally trying to hurt people, you can say aggressive. But just think about the words aggressive and self-harm and what they mean, and think about the intent behind it. Don't use language that could mischaracterize your child's behavior in a way that's going to disqualify them. Always be honest. But think about whether the language you're using actually describes what your child's doing. If they're stimming and they're hitting their head, is that intentional self-harm, or is it stimming that could potentially cause harm? So just think about the language you're using and whether or not it's accurate.
And how does protective supervision affect your allotted hours?
So in most cases, for kids whose parents are going to be the provider, what it's going to do is add 195 hours to the monthly hours. There's different max hours depending on whether the child has, I think it's 20 or more personal care hours per week. If they have less than that, then it's going to add 195 hours. If they have more than that, it's going to bump them up to the max, which is 283 for severely impaired.
And I think it bears repeating the question, is there an age range where protective supervision kicks in?
No. There's an age range at which it becomes a lot less likely that you will get protective supervision, but it cannot be denied on the basis of age alone. But if your child is, often 3 is kind of like the place where you figure where they'll say, oh, well, you'd expect your child has to have eyes on them at all times. If your child is younger than 3 or 4 and you're requesting protective supervision, you have to really document why your child needs more supervision than typically developing, 2 or 3-year-old. And it can be done, but you have to have a lot of backup for why it's more than it would be for a typically developing 2-year-old.